In this video, we're going to walk through Handout 9-1. We're going to prepare a depreciation schedule for an asset using our straight line method of depreciation. We're told that we've purchased a machine with an $80,000 initial cost and a $5,000 estimated salvage value or residual value, and we have an estimated useful life of 5 years. So the cost that we want to match with future revenues is the difference between that machine cost of $80,000 and our estimated salvage value of 5. So we've got $75,000 in cost, we call that often the depreciable base, that we want to match with future revenues. And we're going to do it the straight line method over a 5-year period. So to calculate our annual depreciation expense, we simply take the $75,000 in depreciable cost and divide it by 5 to get an annual expense of $15,000 per year. And we're going to take that same expense every year for the next 5 years. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with our depreciation schedule. Our accumulated depreciation after the first year is $15,000. This is again because our initial accumulated depreciation is 0 because of the first year in service, and we just add to that the current year expense of $15,000. Our carrying value then is our initial $80,000 cost minus the $15,000 in accumulated depreciation, or $65,000. In year 2, our accumulated depreciation goes up to $30,000. That's the 15 from the prior year, plus the current year's 15. Our net carrying value decreases by an additional $15,000. We now have an $80,000 initial cost minus $30,000 in accumulated depreciation. After 3 years, our accumulated depreciation is $45,000, and notice that's simply 3 times $15,000. And our net carrying value goes down to $35,000. That's 80 minus $45,000 in accumulated depreciation. In year 4, our accumulated depreciation jumps to $60,000, the net book value drops to $20,000, and after 5 years, we have $75,000 in accumulated depreciation. And again, that's the difference between our initial cost and our estimated salvage value. We've taken that $15,000 a year for 5 years, and we've taken $75,000 in accumulated depreciation, and of course, our net book value or carrying value equals our estimated salvage value. We want to be sure never to depreciate below our estimated salvage value. If we follow the proper steps in our straight line method, that won't be a problem. Let's go ahead and walk through another example. In our second scenario, we have the same piece of equipment with an $80,000 initial cost and $5,000 estimated salvage value. But this time we have an estimated useful life of 4 years. So we want to take that same cost of $75,000, the difference between our our machine cost and our estimated salvage value, and now we want to spread that over a 4-year useful life. So we get an annual depreciation expense of $18,750 per year for 4 years. After 1 year, we have $18,750 in accumulated depreciation. Our net book value will be the $80,000 in initial cost minus our accumulated depreciation, so it's $61,250. After 2 years, we have $37,500 in accumulated depreciation. Again, that's the prior year's plus the current year expense. Our net carrying value goes down to $42,500. And in year 3, we're up to $56,250. And our carrying value goes down by another $18,750, down to $23,750. After 4 years, again, notice we've taken $75,000 in depreciation expense. And again, that's simply the difference between our initial cost and our estimated salvage value. And of course, our net book value equals that $5,000 estimated salvage value or residual value. Let's go ahead and answer some questions about this asset and compare our 5-year life versus a 4-year life. Our first question wanted to know what was our expense when we had a 5-year life, and recall from above that was $15,000 per year. When we have a shorter estimated life of 4 years, our annual expense has to go up. We've got fewer years to match it with revenues, so the cost we report as an expense each year increases. So question 3, what happens to the annual depreciation expense when a company uses a shorter life? It increases. Next, regardless of our estimated useful life, how much depreciation expense will the company record over the life of the asset? And notice in both cases, that was the $75,000 we had in accumulated depreciation, the difference between our cost and our estimated residual value. What would happen if the company used a higher estimated salvage value? What would happen to our annual depreciation expense? So let's say we had an $80,000 cost and a $40,000 estimated salvage value. Well, now we've got $40,000 to spread over either a 5-year period or a 4-year period. So if we have an estimated salvage value, our annual depreciation expense decreases.